So we're here for another edition of Tom Talks. We're so glad you're joining us today. Our guests are Claire Lanier, Associate Director of Development at Denver Botanic Gardens, and Kerra Jones. And Kerra, your position at Innovative and Lifelong Learning at MSU Denver is?
Program Marketing and Enrollment Manager.
Yeah, and you're in charge of the online water certificate for our water center.
Yeah.
Which is great. Yeah, thank you. So we wanted to talk about our online water certificate that's offered through ILL at MSU Denver. The target audience is working professionals, people that probably have their degree already, but they're just fascinated or want to learn more about water in Colorado and the West. And Claire, you were one of our star students in this program. And what
Thank you.
What class did you take when you started this?
Well, I've taken all 3 classes.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have finished yet, but I'm yet to get a diploma or something that I hang on my wall.
There will be something, a bottle of wine.
But I feel very proud of it anyway. And so I took all 3 classes.
Oh,
I started with water and the American West. I don't think you have to start with any particular one, but
no.
That was the one I decided to go for because I've been a history major in my past and I love history. And then I took the other 3. I took water law and the U.S. water concerns. So now I feel very knowledgeable.
That water law class, that sounds daunting. Was it a difficult class or did you enjoy it?
Not at all. It wasn't daunting. I thought all 3 professors made their topics super relevant and interesting. The water law in particular was so related to Colorado,
Nice.
and how law has evolved to meet our concerns with the West and the East and all of those differences in terms of water and how complicated that has been over the years making that work.
Yeah, that's great.
So I found it fascinating.
Hey, Kerra, you're kind of the key person in all of this because people that learn about our online water certificate, they would contact you and the Office of Innovative and Lifelong Learning at MSU Denver to sign up. Now, how does that process work? If someone hears about this online certificate, what's their first steps?
Now, it's really easy to sign up. You just visit the website. It's msudenver.edu/water-studies online.
Mm-hmm.
We have a ton of information about the program, each class, each instructor. We really want you to know all the details about it before you dive into it. It's really, really interesting. And there's a really simple register button, and it takes, I don't know, less than 5 minutes to do.
Is it very expensive to sign up? Is this an expensive process?
So each class is $425. So it's inexpensive when you're comparing it to, a traditional university class.
Right.
Each class that you take also comes with, we attach continuing education units to each class, 3 hours of those. So if you have any hours that need to be fulfilled, you can use this as well.
Oh, that's great. Now, this online water certificate, you cannot use this water certificate toward a college degree, correct? It's not academic credit?
That is correct. It's not academic credit, but it is there to complement, a 4-credit class. It's really there for continuing education. If you just feel like you need some extra knowledge or skills or expertise in an area, that's what the continuing education and the water studies class is for. Mm-hmm. We kind of recognize that there's a need to create some non-credit education because it's such a precious resource in a very changing world.
Yeah. So Claire, when you signed up for the class and you worked with Kerra and you're all set to go,
right.
So the 3 instructors that you had, they actually teach our on-campus courses for credit to the students. What was the process like when you did your first online class? How did that go? And this is pre-COVID. This is we're all doing Zoom and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting that now this kind of class is the norm for everything. But it was, I had to work. I'm not really very techie, so back when I got my degree, we didn't have online learning. So I had to kind of ask some questions of the IT people at Metro and figure my way through the various screens. But it was perfectly doable. I mean, everybody was very helpful, and I was able to figure it out.
So you had IT people helping you from Metro State. That's nice.
Yeah, they called me back and answered my questions.
Wow. And then the other thing, because I'm looking at taking an online class, is there a set time of day you had to get online to take the class? Or was it at
Oh
your
no,
pace?
I could have gone on at midnight if I wanted.
Oh, see, I like
Yeah,
that.
it was very flexible because I work, full time.
Right.
So it was great to have that flexibility.
So Kerra, once a student signs up for a course, what's your involvement after that? Is there you're keeping track of who completes the course and so forth?
Yeah, we keep track of who has completed the course. If they haven't, you have until the courses follow a traditional fall and spring semester. You just have the whole time to do it. It doesn't, you don't have to log in a certain time, but we're kind of checking to make sure everyone's moving around along at some sort of pace. And if we're getting toward the end, we're kind of nudging everyone like, hey, we want to make sure that you get finished and everything. And then we also check in with them after the class ends, just to make sure like that they enjoyed their time, that they found the knowledge, usable, and also just working with the instructors. They enjoyed the instructors. We really just want to get good feedback, or just not just good feedback. We want to get feedback from students, just so we know how we're doing and how we can adjust.
You brought up a good point. So if a person wants to sign up for the course, can they sign up any time of the year, or is it like by semester?
So our water study certificate follows the fall and spring semesters. So you can register usually about a month ahead. So when the classes start, it will start in January or actually in September, so it's a little bit later for fall. And then you have until May or December, depending on which semester you're taking, to finish. But you can sign up throughout that whole time. You don't have to be signed up before. Like you could start taking the class for fall 2020 in October, and then you have 2 months to kind of finish.
Ah, cool. And Claire, I don't know if you ran across this, but when you complete 3 classes, then you get to have a one-on-one with yours truly to visit about water in terms of issues that you're interested in. If you're looking for a career change, we visit about that. If you're trying to tidy up your resume, free resume assistance. Typically, I like to do this over a beer or a glass of wine.
Boy, I'm in. I didn't know I still have that to look forward to.
Yeah, that's part of the deal.
That would be great.
Yeah. Well, we just have a couple minutes left. Any closing thoughts or any items that you'd want to touch on?
Well, I think it's wonderful to be able to look at your career today, which I did, and think about your skills, and then think about something like water issues that might enhance your skills. For example, I've developed skills in grant writing, and it seemed to me that, I already had those skills, but I'd like to know more about subjects that I want to write grants about in the future. And that would be water and all the things, soil, agriculture, all the related pieces. So I feel like this was a great, really enhancement to what I already know.
Oh, great. Thank you, Claire. Kerra, any thoughts?
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Claire just said, is that knowledge around water issues is relevant to so many different professions in our world, especially these days when we're talking about droughts and fires and just increase in weather patterns. And it's just relevant to all these professions, including engineering and law, wastewater, manufacturing, farming, utility, sustainable industries, just so much more. So this is really there to complement and help, to Claire's point, enhance your professional work and what you're doing. And also just want to touch on, since the program is through MSU Denver, through the university, but this is one that anyone can take. You don't necessarily need to be an MSU student to take this. Anyone.
Yeah. And I believe we've had over 60 people take one or all of the classes, and I noticed that some were from water districts in California and other Western states. And again, you don't need to be a water expert or have a large base knowledge of water. The courses are intended for people that just want to learn more about water and where they live. So this is wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Claire and Kerra, for being with us.
Thank
This
you,
was fun.
Tom. It's a great program.
And we'll figure out a time for the glass of wine and we'll visit.
I can't wait.
And Kerra, you can join us.
I would like to join in on that if possible.
Okay, sounds real good. Thank you. Take care.
Bye, Tom. Thank
Yeah.
you.